words. Freedom. Freedom means being at peace with yourself. Your values are centered and your purpose is noble. It means you know your job better than anyone else. It means being a risk taker, one who explores and takes chances. It means you are creative or innovative. You challenge the status quo. You are different. But as educators, it means being free in the spirit of the strategic plan, which means to be free in the best interest of students. Kindness. Rialto kindness. Kindness in its fullest expression exists when its two elements, empathy and personal honor, become one. Empathy means having the capacity to understand or feel what another person is experiencing. It is exemplified by being good, helpful, and considerate towards others. Essentially, it means being a nice and caring person. Personal honor is to have self-discipline and respect for one's conduct. It is exemplified by being punctual and having presence and commendable work ethic. For educators, honor is exercising one's full powers to create conditions that generate new opportunities. It means being at work and on time every day, while having agency to create policies, formations, or lessons that will have tremendous and lasting impact on others, especially students. So there you have it. Some highlights from last year, our focus for this year, the district's commitment to STEAM and creativity, our efforts to maintain high but sensible expectations for student behaviors, and our three foundational virtues, which includes kindness, the type of kindness that we in Rialto aspire to generate. Hello everyone, and welcome to the 2019-2020 school year. Yes, the 2018-2019 school year came and went, and here we are, again, initiating what promises to be another exciting and productive school year. For those of you new to the district, welcome to the Rialto family. In this address, I will highlight some of the many successes we experienced as a school district this past year, followed by a list of the 5 major areas we will focus on over the coming months. I will conclude by touching on the 3 foundational virtues that will fuel our journey throughout the school year. Last school year, we witnessed a number of students and staff members recognized for their level of excellence. We also saw the completion of numerous projects that enhanced the work and learning environments for our staff and students. In the area of technology, the district was able to complete the following projects. And in the area that many people pay attention to, student outcomes, we accomplished the following. Preliminary data shows an increase in graduation rate and A through G rate. Meanwhile, final data shows math scores increasing by 3% and reading scores increasing by 3%. While 25 of the 29 schools increase in either math or reading, 14 schools increase in both math and reading. A big congratulations to these schools for keeping our district moving forward. For the 2019-2020 school year, the focus will continue to be on math, reading and literacy, with special and deep attention paid to African American students, students with special needs, and English learners. We will continue to expand STEAM education and promote and invest in creativity and innovation among students and staff alike. And we will further our efforts to ensure the successes we have experienced with PBIS are consistent throughout the school district. I want every teacher and every other staff member to feel that the district values expectations for students and the sanctity of the classroom. But I want to make sure the district does not revert back to the days when students, for the most part, were disciplined with suspension for pretty much anything, even the most trivial of infractions. Remember that behaviors are learned, and as educators, we have a moral responsibility to shape the conditions that will enable students to make appropriate decisions all the time. These conditions may include modeling the behavior, being mentors to students, and offering opportunities for students to reflect and understand that poor choices lead to consequences. In accord with the district's mission, which as you can see includes ensuring each student achieves personal and career fulfillment and safe and engaging learning environments, and the first parameter in our strategic plan, which states, we will make all decisions in the best interest of students. When serving students, we are compelled to practice high expectations for ourselves. And for those who deal with student behavior, it means using alternatives to suspension. And when suspension is necessary, it must be accompanied by actions that address the behavior so that the behavior does not reoccur. A suspension with an independent return to school often invites repeated behavior. Compassion. This means to practice commendable customer service, to be polite and respectful to others, to show compassion by doing something cool for someone in need, like buying someone coffee just because you want to, being positive and uplifting, and smiling and greeting those you encounter with kind words. Freedom. Freedom means being at peace with yourself. Your values are centered and your purpose is noble. It means you know your job better than anyone else. It means being a risk taker, one who explores and takes chances. It means you are creative or innovative. You challenge the status quo. You are different. But as educators, it means being free in the spirit of the strategic plan, which means to be free in the best interest of students. Kindness, Rialto kindness. Kindness in its fullest expression exists when its two elements, empathy and personal honor, become one. Empathy means having the capacity to understand or feel what another person is experiencing. It is exemplified by being good, helpful, and considerate towards others. Essentially, it means being a nice and caring person. Personal honor is to have self-discipline and respect for one's conduct. It is exemplified by being punctual and having presence and commendable work ethic. For educators, honor is exercising one's full powers to create conditions that generate new opportunities. It means being at work and on time every day, while having agency to create policies, formations, or lessons that will have tremendous and lasting impact on others, especially students. So there you have it. Some highlights from last year, our focus for this year, the district's commitment to STEAM and creativity, our efforts to maintain high but sensible expectations for student behaviors, and our three foundational virtues, which includes kindness, the type of kindness that we in Rialto aspire to generate. Hello everyone, and welcome to the 2019-2020 school year. Yes, the 2018-2019 school year came and went, and here we are, again, initiating what promises to be another exciting and productive school year. For those of you new to the district, welcome to the Rialto family. In this address, I will highlight some of the many successes we experienced as a school district this past year, followed by a list of the 5 major areas we will focus on over the coming months. I will conclude by touching on the 3 foundational virtues that will fuel our journey throughout the school year. Last school year, we witnessed a number of students and staff members recognized for their level of excellence. We also saw the completion of numerous projects that enhanced the work and learning environments for our staff and students. In the area of technology, the district was able to complete the following projects. And in the area that many people pay attention to, student outcomes, we accomplished the following. Preliminary data shows an increase in graduation rate and A through G rate. Meanwhile, final data shows math scores increasing by 3% and reading scores increasing by 3%. While 25 of the 29 schools increase in either math or reading, 14 schools increase in both math and reading. A big congratulations to these schools for keeping our district moving forward. For the 2019-2020 school year, the focus will continue to be on math, reading and literacy, with special and deep attention paid to African American students, students with special needs, and English learners. We will continue to expand STEAM education and promote and invest in creativity and innovation among students and staff alike. And we will further our efforts to ensure the successes we have experienced with PBIS are consistent throughout the school district. I want every teacher and every other staff member to feel that the district values expectations for students and the sanctity of the classroom. But I want to make sure the district does not revert back to the days when students, for the most part, were disciplined with suspension for pretty much anything, even the most trivial of infractions. Remember that behaviors are learned, and as educators, we have a moral responsibility to shape the conditions that will enable students to make appropriate decisions all the time. These conditions may include modeling the behavior, being mentors to students, and offering opportunities for students to reflect and understand that poor choices lead to consequences. In accord with the district's mission, which as you can see includes ensuring each student achieves personal and career fulfillment and safe and engaging learning environments, and the first parameter in our strategic plan, which states, we will make all decisions in the best interest of students. When serving students, we are compelled to practice high expectations for ourselves. And for those who deal with student behavior, it means using alternatives to suspension. And when suspension is necessary, it must be accompanied by actions that address the behavior so that the behavior does not reoccur. A suspension with an independent return to school often invites repeated behavior. Compassion. This means to practice commendable customer service, to be polite and respectful to others, to show compassion by doing something cool for someone in need, like buying someone coffee just because you want to, being positive and uplifting, and smiling and greeting those you encounter with kind words. Freedom. Freedom means being at peace with yourself. Your values are centered and your purpose is noble. It means you know your job better than anyone else. It means being a risk-taker, one who explores and takes chances. It means you are creative or innovative. You challenge the status quo. You are different. But as educators, it means being free in the spirit of the strategic plan, which means to be free in the best interest of students. Kindness, Rialto kindness. Kindness in its fullest expression exists when its two elements, empathy and personal honor, become one. Empathy means having the capacity to understand or feel what another person is experiencing. It is exemplified by being good, helpful, and considerate towards others. Essentially, it means being a nice and caring person. Personal honor is to have self-discipline and respect for one's conduct. It is exemplified by being punctual and having presence and commendable work ethic. For educators, honor is exercising one's full powers to create conditions that generate new opportunities. It means being at work and on time every day, while having agency to create policies, formations, or lessons that will have tremendous and lasting impact on others, especially students. So there you have it, some highlights from last year, our focus for this year, the district's commitment to STEAM and creativity, our efforts to maintain high but sensible expectations for student behaviors, and our three foundational virtues, which includes kindness, the type of kindness that we in Rialto aspire to generate. Hello everyone, and welcome to the 2019-2020 school year. Yes, the 2018-2019 school year came and went, and here we are, again, initiating what promises to be another exciting and productive school year. For those of you new to the district, welcome to the Rialto family. In this address, I will highlight some of the many successes we experienced as a school district this past year, followed by a list of the 5 major areas we will focus on over the coming months. I will conclude by touching on the 3 foundational virtues that will fuel our journey throughout the school year. Last school year, we witnessed a number of students and staff members recognized for their level of excellence. We also saw the completion of numerous projects that enhanced the work and learning environments for our staff and students. In the area of technology, the district was able to complete the following projects. And in the area that many people pay attention to, student outcomes, we accomplished the following. Preliminary data shows an increase in graduation rate and A through G rate. Meanwhile, final data shows math scores increasing by 3% and reading scores increasing by 3%. While 25 of the 29 schools increase in either math or reading, 14 schools increase in both math and reading. A big congratulations to these schools for keeping our district moving forward. For the 2019-2020 school year, the focus will continue to be on math, reading and literacy, with special and deep attention paid to African American students, students with special needs, and English learners. We will continue to expand STEAM education and promote and invest in creativity and innovation among students and staff alike. And we will further our efforts to ensure the successes we have experienced with PBIS are consistent throughout the school district.
What is all this?
I want every teacher and every other staff member.
We're going to have some kind of music.
Right. Hello, sir. How are you doing? Oh, yeah. You've got Turner. You've got Beck. Oh, yeah. Very involved. Oh, God. It's got all yeah. Thank
Can I get a motion to adjourn closed session?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Time is 10:11. At the direction of the Board of Education, board meetings are recorded, broadcasted, and streamed live, and may capture images and sounds of those attending the meeting. Open session is now reconvened, and tonight we have a special presentation from Lion Country, but first, let's have Carter High School student Lauren Dunn lead us in the pledge, please.
Please stand. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, led by Carter High School Choir Director, Miss Susan Barnes, Carter Seniors, Lauren Dunn, Gabriel Knights Herrera, Aja Foster, and Mackenzie Weisner will be playing Lion City by Soon Hee Newbold.
Oh, I guess you can say if I'm around, yeah.
Yeah.
Great job, great job.
Great job. Well done, Ms. Barnes.
Thank you, parents, guardians, and Carter admin team for coming out here tonight to support our students' talents. Roar Lions! That was awesome.
Yes, it was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
I was daydreaming about being on the top of a mountain practicing my kung fu. That music was good. Okay. Let's see. Next, we go to report out of closed session.
Thank you, President Montes. The Board of Education accepted the administrative appointment of Kyle Graham, Nutrition Services Production Manager. The roll call vote was unanimous. The Board of Education accepted the administrative appointment of Ronald Ramirez, Risk Management Compliance Officer. The roll call vote was unanimous. The Board of Education accepted the administrative appointment of Fasad Rahman Davis, Lead Nutrition Services Agent. The roll call vote was unanimous. The Board of Education accepted the administrative appointment of Karen Good, Agent Early Education. The roll call vote was unanimous. And the Board of Education accepted the administrative appointment of Gregory Anderson, High School Principal, Carter High School. The roll call vote was unanimous.
Do we have any pools on tonight's agenda? Can we get a motion to accept the agenda as printed?
So moved.
Second?
Hold on, President. If we can please pull item B3, presentations. There were some logistical pieces. We wanted to make sure that all parties that will be recognized will be in attendance, so we're moving that to the first meeting in October.
Okay, with that, everybody else? Alrighty, with that, do we have a, all in favor, do we have a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That takes us to B, High School District Student Advisory Committee, DSAC. And for that, our very own student board member will help us with that agenda item. Take it away.
Thank you, President Montes. Up first, we have Justin Bailey from Myler High School.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Good evening, President Montes, Honorable Board, Superintendent Avila, and viewing audience. I am Justin Bailey, a member of Myler High School's ASB. This school year has started out with a bang for Myler Mustangs. We began the 2019-2020 school year with an enrollment over 250 students. Also, we proudly earned our PBI Silver status. This is an award reflecting all the hard work from the Mighty Mustangs, especially our PBIS coordinator, Miss Christine Luna. Our back to school night had a record attendance this year, where students and their families were treated to free ice cream. The Mustang family would like to thank Miss Brantley from Rialto Unified School District Student Services for coming out to support our event. We want to give a huge thank you to the colleges and the Army who came to provide our students and family information about their institutions. Thank you to Ms. Natoli, our school's librarian, for setting up such a great opportunity. We have a lot going on at Myler this year already. We have had our first successful and very effective fire drill in August. Continuing with keeping safety a priority at Myler, the Rialto Fire Department came out and successfully certified 160 Myler and Zupanik seniors in CPR last week. Beginning September 11th, we will be offering yoga through Mr. Woods in the Wellness Center. Thank you to Miss Melissa Rubio and our PE teacher, Coach West, for assisting us in keeping our minds and bodies healthy. If you walk through campus during lunch, you may hear the sound of strumming guitars. Mr. De Leon, one of our fantastic math teachers, is sponsoring a thriving guitar club during his lunches. On Wednesdays, the Mighty Mustangs can really kick up the jam. In August, Mr. Brian Montez brought a small group of stakeholders from San Bernardino County and City School Districts to tour our Myler Farm and garden space. We were able to plant an array of herbs in our raised planting beds like rosemary, basil, and thyme. Our adult transition classes has been very successful working to maintain the garden area. They have harvested a bounty of crops such as peppers, tomatoes, and kale. Mr. Agramonte used the harvest to make kale chips. 5 flavors were created. Students and staff members got to vote for their favorite flavor. The tomatoes and peppers were used by Mr. Decker and Miss Nordinger's class to host an Italian and taco lunch for students and staff during August. Farm to the table is the way to go at Myler. After all that hard work gardening, the adult transition students were able to enjoy a fun day at the LA County Fair last week. They were able to engage in the fair's sensory program day. We would like to give a big thank you to the counselors from Rialto, Eisenhower, and Carter High School for collaborating with the Myler and Zupanik counselors and administration as we work towards our enrollment goals for quarter 2. Myler is anticipating 60 to 70 openings available for students from these schools at the semester. We cannot wait to welcome our newest Mustangs for an exciting second quarter. So far this year, Zupanik is starting out strongly, already producing 2 graduates. Myler is anticipating another 7 students to graduate at the end of quarter 1. Keeping our eye out for future goals, Myler has several colleges events planned for the month of September. We anticipate sending 20 students to the You Can Go to College event on September 17th. We have partnered with San Bernardino Valley College to provide a parent information night about FAFSA and enrollment in community college on September 19th. Additionally, San Bernardino Valley College will be back on the Myler campus September 25th to provide FAFSA orientation and college enrollment preparedness sessions to all Myler seniors. This first quarter at Myler has been and will continue to be a productive time for all Mustangs. Don't forget, the keyword is Myler. Mustangs always show their Myler pride on the court, on the field, in the quad, in the community, and most importantly, in our classrooms. And don't forget your Myler values, which is M for motivated, I for intelligent, L for loving, O for organized, R for respect. And remember, Mustangs, take care of yourself, take care of each other, take care of your school. We are a model continuation school, so remember, Myler is number 1. Thank you, Board of Education and Dr. Avila, for your time.
All right, thank you, Justin. Next, we have Rialto High School's representative, Diana Salazar.
Welcome.
Good evening, Honorable Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. Avila, and viewing audience. My name is Diana Salazar, and I am the proud ASB co-president at Rialto High School. The 2019-2020 school year is off to an amazing start. We kicked off our first Friday with the senior sunrise, where the class of 2020 was able to take pictures, enjoy free donuts, and watch the sunrise on their final year of high school. Speaking of a new school year, we're so excited and proud to welcome Dr. Sweeney as the new head of the castle at Rialto High School. She will strive as the new principal and are so excited to see what the rest of the year has to hold. We had a great turnout at the Welcome Back Dance with DJ Ty in the Great Hall y Johnny y su Grupo Norteño in the Quad. Our students from all grade levels danced the night away and enjoyed the company of friends, music, and fun. At the end of August, we celebrated the first rally of the school year as we said goodbye to summer, making it a beach-themed pep rally. We had a lot of participation from all grade levels and received positive feedback from students and staff. Furthermore, we held our first home varsity football game winning against La Sierra 63-45. Good job, boys. We are so proud and happy to announce that our school staff and PBIS team earned the Gold Award. Last week, we had over 30 clubs and 10 sports participating in the Club and Sports Rush. Many new students were able to inform themselves about our amazing clubs, such as Wilderness Club, Student Stopping Cancer Club, and sports like volleyball, track, and cheer, and so many more. Our first blood drive of the school year is scheduled to occur on September 25th, all day, where any students, parent, or community members who is over the age of 15 is welcome to donate. Today, we held our memorial ceremony in remembrance of September 11th. Our community thanks all cops, firefighters, and paramedics for their years of service. Lastly, I would like to invite our Honorable Board of Education, Dr. Avila, and everyone in our community to our first Talented Night on Friday, September 20th from 6 to 8 in the theater. Hope to see you there. I want to thank the board, Dr. Avila, Ms. Torres, Ms. Ortiz, Mr. Carlos, and Ms. Joffrey for this opportunity to serve DSAC and to share with you all the great things happening at Rialto High School. Thank you and have a great rest of the night.
Okay, thank you. Next we have Steve Paez representing Eisenhower High School.
Welcome.
Good evening, Honorable Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. Avila, and the viewing audience. My name is Steve Paez, and I proudly and gladly serve as ASB President at Eisenhower High School. Eisenhower High School is proud to report to you that we started the school year off differently by serving all our classes breakfast during second period. That being said, second period is the longest period. That not only gives our students time to eat, but to hear and watch our daily announcement. The breakfast program was brought forward by our wonderful assistant principal, Mr. Polito, with the help of nutrition services. Next, our Fun Friday hit a record attendance of almost 450 people. It was our second event of the school year, which is on the first Friday of every school year. Senior Sunrise being the first event, which also went amazing. Not only that, but we also helped our previous principal, Mr. Sparks, start his own Fun Friday at his new school. In the month of August, we also hosted our school-wide power-up assembly, club rush, back-to-school night, and our pool party. One of our goals that we are aiming for this year is to get our clubs more involved and exposure to all our Eisenhower students. Also, this following Friday, our student leadership and link crew hosted a freshman and senior tailgate for our football game. Every freshman and senior in attendance received a free hot dog, chips, and either water or juice. Later that night, our football team came out victorious over Ontario 49-14. Wow. That is all for me today. Wish you well and hope to see you supporting our event. Thank you.
Excuse me, did you say 49-14? Go Eagles!
Up next we have Cynthia Grano representing Carter High School.
Welcome.
Good evening, Honorable Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. Avila, and viewing audience. My name is Cynthia Grano, ASB President at Carter High School. Before we get started, I would like to thank you all for joining us on this day of remembrance as we remember and honor the lives that we lost 18 years ago today. First, I'd like to share exciting events that have happened at Carter just recently. On the first day of school, Carter had a successful day of breakout sessions where students were grouped into their corresponding classes to understand how their year would be looking like. To finish off the day, there was an after-school Roar Fest put on by ASB. Food trucks and carnival games were brought out so that students could enjoy themselves and start the year off in a positive note. Coming up on October 14th through the 18th, our Career Center, counselors, and ASB will team up to put on a college week. During this week, we will invite both public and private universities, the military, along with trade schools to give presentations to students to make sure that they are aware of their opportunities after high school. I would also like to mention that ASB is putting a lot of hard work into the planning for our upcoming homecoming events, which include the rally, football game, and the dance. The theme for this year is Heaven on Earth. We are so excited to put on an amazing event that will be remembered by our Lions for a lifetime. Now I'd like to briefly go over upcoming events and invite you all to join us. On October 14th, we will be having a variety of college activities for our students. Our seniors will be applying to at least one college and working on their FAFSA applications. Our juniors will be taking the SAT, and our sophomores and half of our freshmen will be taking the PSAT. Thank you, Board of Education, Dr. Avila, and our viewing audience. Have a great night.
Let's give audience and all the DSAC students another round of applause. Next, we go to B presentations, item 2. Rialto Middle School 8th grade student Sergio Olmos, first place international soccer tournament in China. Woo! And with that, Mr. Martinez is going to help us with some recognition there.
Good evening, one and all. The Rialto Unified School District, within just 4 years, has been no stranger to local, regional, state, and even national recognitions and awards. But tonight, we are equally proud to honor a local youth who has, independently, earned an international honor. That's a big deal, international honor. Come on. He is an 8th grade student at Rialto Middle School. So Sergio Alexander Olmos, please come on up. There. I'm going to let you hold this so everyone can just admire you, and I'm going to rub some of that on me. Okay, and here's your, take it home. Okay, this 13-year-old competed in China's Shenyang Peace Cup International Soccer League and was part of the team who won the championship on August 11th of 2019. Olmos, a goalkeeper for Golden State Academy in Pasadena, flew to China for his first overseas trip on August 1st and returned back to the United States on August 12th as a champion. Last week, in the front page story of the Rialto Record newspaper, the 13-year-old said, "It was a very exciting moment for me and my teammates after playing 7 games. We were not just champions, we were international champions," said Olmos. That's a big claim, man. And you can back it up. Sergio is the 3rd son of Patty Ruiz and Sergio Olmos. Are your parents here? Come on up. This is a family thing. Holding him to us for a bit. They have 2 older sons who have graduated, Andy and Mark Anthony, who graduated from Carter High School. Sergio, who also attended Werner Elementary School, has a younger brother, Arthur. Sergio's mother, Mrs. Ruiz, said Sergio has been playing since the 1st grade. At first, he didn't think he would excel in soccer, but things changed when he began applying himself. He began winning first-place trophies in various leagues. His older brother, Mark Anthony, played soccer for Carter High School and would actually use Sergio as a goalie. Good practice. It was fun to watch. I am proud of all our boys, but this is Sergio's night, and I am here as a proud mother. Sergio, who is also enrolled in boxing and goes camping often with his family, is realizing that his talent may become a profession. I see myself playing on a professional soccer team when I get older. With lots of training and dedication, anything is possible. Students, parents, listen to this, with lots of training and dedication, anything is possible. Can't get that across enough. Sergio said, with the support of my family, I will train and work hard so I can achieve my goals. His favorite soccer player is David De Gea, goalkeeper for the Premier League club Manchester United and the Spanish national team. The Golden State Academy won the first place international champions U13, probably under 13 medal, in the Shenyang Peace Cup International Soccer League, and the team's academy was awarded a cash prize. Congratulations, Sergio. Not only are your family proud, we're proud, the superintendent and this board is proud of you and your accomplishments. All right, not on my thing. Goal, no, not on my team. No. Would you like to say a few?
I wrote a little speech. Good evening, board members, Dr. Avila. I would like to say thank you on behalf of my family and myself. We are very proud of Sergio, not only for his most recent international championships, but his educational as well. He has made honor roll for several years due to the support he has received from all his teachers and his dedication. He wouldn't be able to be playing DA as good grades are required. I want to thank all of those who support our students' athletic and educational achievements, and a big thanks to Saida for always believing in the success of all her students. Thank you. Thank you so much. Very well.
Picture?
And you too. That was thank you.
With the board?
Mr. Olmos, can you be right in the middle for us? There you
You're all in the center.
Except we also receive our official district gold. I don't even have to. There we go.
Finally, the school district has a world champion.
Yeah. If I can get everybody nice and close. Audience, can you come on this side? Audience, can you come on this side? Thank you. Right here. Big smile, friend.
Sergio, you gotta give me a smile. You've gotta give me a smile.
You got it. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Go for it.
Do you guys have any questions that I can answer for you guys?
How long was your plane ride?
13 hours.
Ooh.
Wow.
I've always wanted to go to China, and it's one of my goals in life to someday go. How is it?
Very humid. The climate is weird. It was at one point it was raining. At the other point it was hot.
What part of China was it?
Beijing and Shanghai.
Do you remember how many blocks you had during the?
Too many count.
Whoa.
All right.
Were you able to take any of your family with you at all? Just a team?
No, it was just a team.
So do you play in any leagues locally here? And
No, it's like in Pasadena.
oh, you only go for the big stuff, huh?
Very good, Sergio.
How do you like boxing?
It's good. It helps me on my condition and yeah. It helps me on self-defense as well.
Have you become a celebrity at Rialto Middle School?
Not quite.
Not quite. You will.
Absolutely.
Well, you are with us, so congratulations. once
Right.
again.
Awesome. All righty. Thank you, Mr. Martinez.
Oh, thank you, Mr. President. It was an honor.
Next, we go to item C, comments. And the first item is public comments from the floor. At this time, any person wishing to speak on any item not on the agenda will be granted 3 minutes. Double time if you need translation. And the first request to address the Board of Education is on an item not on the agenda by Mrs. Brenda Parker.
Good evening. Good evening.
Welcome.
To my awesome superintendent, to the board members here, all of our school board, and to the audience and everyone here. My name is Brenda Parker, and I am the president of DAPAC, which stands for District African American Parent Advisory Council. And I'm just here to just give you guys a few words of encouragement and excitement. Last night we had a mighty DAPAC meeting full of fun and getting to know one another. And our superintendent was so awesome. We got everyone that wore ties and jackets to come out of them last night and relax and be amongst the common folks. And it was so awesome. And I want to say thank you so much. I've heard nothing but great comments from the parents and the people that was present there. Thank you so much, Dr. Avila, for being there. And I just want to say, we as the District African American Parent Advisory Council is so looking forward to working in collaborative with the district, especially on Strategy 7, where the district says that they will ensure resources and assets that are allocated and developed to directly support student learning experience. Your archway number 4, social emotional resource for students and family. And I want to say thank you because I know we are well on our way with the acceptance of the SMART program for our African American students. We are here for all students, but our target is our African American students, and that is unapologetically. So understand, we love all our students, but our goal is to make sure that our African American students have the support and the resources that they need to be successful here in Rialto Unified. And I know that our superintendent has made our students a priority, and I want to say thank you. As president of DAPAC, thank you. As a parent, thank you. As a community member, thank you for making our African American students your priority as they are our priority. So I want to let you know our theme this year, equity from a parent's perspective. We will be working very hard to seek that equity here within the Rialto Unified School District. Our mission statement to educate, empower, and engage our African American population within the Rialto Unified School District. And I'm asking that you all work with us to make sure that we do just that, and we are going to do just that. So I don't want you to forget us. I want you to stay in touch with us. So we have a website, we have Facebook, we have Instagram, we are working on Twitter. My awesome social media secretary is here, Ms. Leslie Evans, and everything, the way you reach us, everything is Rialto DAPAC. So whatever it is, use Rialto DAPAC, and you can get in touch with us. Thank you and have a great evening.
Thank you. And Dr. Avila, as president of the Board of Education, I thank you. Too. All right. Next, we go to public comments on agenda items. Do we have any? No?
We do not.
Alrighty, next we go to 3 comments from association executive board members. And we start with Rialto Education Association. guess not, sir. Okay, well, we can always come back just in case. Next, we go to California School Employees Association.
Good evening, Rialto Unified Family. I'm Chris Cordasco. I'm the CSDA chapter president. I want to start off by talking a little bit about some positive things that's happened recently with our chapter. In the past, we've had some challenges and with the Nutrition Service Department, and recently the department has made moves forward in meeting with us and building a collaborative method in solving employee issues. I know this is only going to lead to better service to our students and happier employees. So I thank them for that. I want to thank Derek for that also, and Fawcett to your team. The other big news, recently the state board selected the state committee members, and my executive team, we're lucky to have 2 of my team selected to be state committee members. Cheryl Decker was selected to be on the Merit System Committee, and myself, I was selected to be on the State Budget Committee. So looking forward to learning new things there. That's all I have for tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, we go to Communication Workers of America. What about Rialto School Managers Association? All right, and then that takes us to comments from the superintendent.
Thank you, President Montes. Only a couple of things. I want to congratulate all the new appointees coming into new positions, whether through promotions or new to the district. Want to welcome those who are new to the district, and know that with the new positions, the new promotions come a higher level of expectation, and look forward to working with each of them to make sure that they bring their contribution to advance the growth of our district. Also, just out of respect and memoriam for those who lost their lives in 9/11 18 years ago. We had an event here in front of the district this morning. I want to thank the representatives from Rialto PD, Rialto Fire Department, and all the staff who took the time to join us, along with the DAPAC students who were all there paying their respects to those who perished during that tragedy. And also just brought back a lot of memories. I was a elementary principal at the time, and it really, although I've always considered myself a kind person, that kind of elevated my desire, my drive to be an even kinder person. Not being able to really explain to the kids what had just happened. A lot of the teachers were crying, not knowing what else was going to happen that day. And again, just being able to, or not being able to, rather, to explain to those kiddos as they were seeing their teachers crying, stepping out of the classroom at times. But just me, I guess, finding deep within my heart this will to make sure that I did everything that I could for those kids at that elementary school to just be kinder kids, so that hopefully we could produce kinder adults as a result, and hopefully avoid a tragedy that had just, similar to what had just happened that day. And so that's why over the course of the next 18 or so years, a lot of my focus has been on just promoting as much kindness as possible, so that we can be able to share a kinder world among us. And so it was really hard. And so right now, for the current first responders, I just want to thank them and send you my gratitude that in spite of whatever the politics may be at any point in time, we know that your lives are in danger each and every day that you're out there. And, you know, knowing that so many of them lost their lives responding to such a tragedy, not knowing that they would be a part of that tragedy, is just heartbreaking. And so my respects to those that perished that night, and my respect to those that are currently in their professions, first responders. And also just want to thank Teresa Brown and the DAPAC team for inviting me to join them last night. It was just an amazing night, filled with excitement and possibility of all the things that, in spite of the things that we have done, there's so much more to do, but just the spirit of wanting to move us forward, so inclusive and festive, and really shaking it up, because as you know, when you go to a specific gathering or any kind of gathering, you always look for people that you know, that you feel comfortable with, and you sit next to them. But there was a planned activity to make sure that they broke that up, so that we can get to meet someone different, someone new, and there were some structured questions, structured activities. And it was amazing to learn, even if one thing, from people that we were able to make contact with last night, to get to know them a little bit better as human beings and as parents, as fathers. There's a young man there who he shared that he had a heart transplant. And I did ask whether or not he feels that that changed him as a human being, and he says no, because the heart is something physical, but my spirit remains the same. And it was very powerful to know and to hear from him that it didn't affect him as a human being, as a person. But again, not having had the opportunity to break us up, I would have never have gotten the opportunity to ask him that question. So it was a very emotional experience in some regards for me, but again, just the spirit of positivity that was there. I can see so many possibilities for us to achieve as a district this year. So thank you once again for having me there, and I intend to be there at the rest of the meetings this year if my schedule permits. So that's all.
And is it true they actually got you to take off your coat?
So just so you'll know, for 25 years I've been wearing suits, and I have never taken off my coat at work until last night. So it was the first time in 25 years that someone has gotten me to take off my coat. So
He
Brenda.
didn't even take it off on National Night Out. All right. We took it off for you. All right. All right. Good stuff, good stuff. Next, we go to our very own student board member, Aviance Douglas. Mr. Aviance Douglas.
Thank you, President Montes. First, I want to say good evening to everybody, and just to I have a few things I want to say. Today's first DSAC meeting was successful, and it was filled with good food, first of all, and also good conversations. And it's just good to see that we have students that really care about their school, as I was talking to some of them today. And I'm just happy that we have that. And I also want to say congratulations to our new DSAC students. I don't think any of them are here anymore, but congratulations to them. I'm very excited to work with them and just to get to know them personally. And also, I'm very excited to meet our new principal for Carter High School, as I haven't met him, right?
Him, yes.
As I haven't met him, so I'm excited to work with him and just to meet him. That is all I have today. Thank you.
Next, we go to Mr. Ayala.
Well, thank you, President Montes. Can everybody hear me? Yeah, I think we're okay. Tonight, I will continue the conversations of what we're going to do with our kids. Well, what are we going to do with them after they graduate? That's a question. Don't have to answer, just ponder. Some will go on to college, and some will seek jobs, and either way, they have to find their way and hopefully learn how to live and thrive. If you're an adult and you're paying the bills, you know what those challenges are. Just to take any old job makes it very challenging. And if you look around, most of the jobs that are available are, just typical jobs that would make it difficult if you had to support a family. And these, this is just the way it is. So what do we do? What do we tell our kids? Well, first of all, You know, the answers to these questions are probably bigger than what we're capable of doing here at Rialto Unified School District, because we're going to need help. We're going to need help from the state, from the federal government, but it doesn't always come in time or timely. But another option would be to start those conversations with our children when you're having dinner with them. Talk to them. Say, hey, you know, you're a junior, you're a senior. What are your plans? They may say, Mom or Dad, I don't have any plans. I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay? But let's just talk about it. Let's just say you did graduate and you got all A's. Where are you going to work? Well, there are jobs out there that provide full benefits. The only problem is there's not a lot of them. So it's very competitive finding those jobs. But that would be like option one, finding a job with benefits where, you know, the pay's okay and you can support your family. But those jobs are hard to find. So what's another option? Well, you know, it is capitalistic America, okay? Land of the free. But there are opportunities, but you got to create those opportunities. So, but starting the conversations such as, son, maybe, or daughter, we could investigate the entrepreneurial spirit. You might have to define what entrepreneurial means. Or you could just simply say, have you ever thought of going in business for yourself? That doesn't mean you exclude your education, but we're exploring our opportunities here. Well, what kind of business? Well, they always say that if people can find their passion and they use their passion to earn a livelihood, going to work is never there's never a day where you feel like you went to work. It's been a pure joy. But these are words, okay? And our children need encouragement. They need coaches. They need real opportunities. So we can't just sit back and say, just let it happen. We need to continue to have those conversations with our children. That's why I say it's a little more of a responsibility than what the school districts do. Okay? So you need the parents or the children's social circle has to somehow have these discussions with our kids. Well, at the end of the day, okay, at the end of the day, you know, I know there's people that are going to have big titles behind their names. They're going to have a lot of resources, a lot of money, a lot of tangibles. But that's not what we're going to be remembered for, okay? And when you think about it, people remember you for the good deeds that you did for them and how you made them feel deep inside. So if you need more time to find your passions with your children, it's okay. Take some time, but in the meantime, be the best person that you can be. Thank you so much for an opportunity to share a few words with you.
Thank you, Mr. Ayala. Next we go to Mr. Joe Martinez.
Thank you, President Montez. I was very impressed with our new DSAC today. I attended this morning, and what I loved the most, other than their smiling faces, they were able to say, I've got a goal. Each one of them said, I've got a goal. This is what I'd like to do with my life. We're already setting them on track just by that. That's something they didn't have. It wasn't expected of them a couple of years ago. When I first came here, sad to say, there were few and low expectations for our students. That's changed. The strategic celebration, you can look at the signage. And I mention that because on each one, the team has worked to develop this strategic plan for the entire district. In it really has A through G requirements now with improved rigor, harder classes for our students. The plan A is to get them to college. But recently, I've had a couple of questions from the public, actually staff members. What about the other students? Well, I've always said that college is plan A, and a certificate or a trade is plan B, should be plan B. Taking the easy way out and sitting on your duff should not be part of your plan, period. For staff, this year, we really have a lot of new people. We have a lot of change. And this, to me, is a year that we need to realign everybody, get everybody facing in the same direction, pulling in the same direction, understanding their part in it. And to go a little further than I did last board meeting, there are some people that do not agree. They are concerned with the students not giving them a lesser rigor, an easier class. That's not going to get them through college. That's not going to get them to earn enough to maintain a family. I was reading on Twitter that it runs, I want to say about $34 an hour to rent and live in California. You've heard the $11 and the $15 an hour wage. That's not enough. And I'm not sure that more money is the problem, because that creates inflation. But on the other extreme, it's like, okay, where do wages go? Well, here it's in people. 66 to 70% are going on wages and benefits. So I assume it's the same in the outside world. Probably a little worse in your own business. So when Mr. Ayala says, the state, we need more money for education, yes, we do. But whatever we have needs to focus the students, has to focus our staff on giving our kids, my kids, a bright future. What you as parents want for your kid, I want for your kid. This board wants for your kid. So I'm glad to talk about a plan B, because not everyone is college bound. They don't want to be. So let's take this year, figure this out, and it shouldn't take that all year. But we need to get to where everyone is facing the same direction and pulling in the same direction, because those who are, I use the phrase, retired at work, which means you're either sitting stagnant, you're waiting for your last 2-3 years before you retire. That is not sufficient. You're failing my kids. And that there will be some accountability for that. Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Martinez. Next we go to our very own board clerk, Miss Dina Walker.
Thank you. Just to start piggybacking off of just what you just said, I'm just excited to hear, period, whether people are college bound, quote, in the traditional sense of college, meaning four-year university, or college bound, what I think is just post-secondary education, whether you are going to be an electrician or electrical engineer. We still need some education past high school. So I'm excited to hear about some of the stuff that's going on already in the district that are planned. We've got a UCAN College Fair on the 16th. It'll be in partnership with Rialto, we are Rialto, in partnership with Fontana Unified at A.B. Miller on the 17th. Because that's your alma mater. Go Steelers. Anyways.
Baby Miller, full high killers.
Well, you know, Eisenhower Eagles picked off faux high a long time ago. So.
Well, now we're dating ourselves because I was back. There was only one high school in every city. So, but anyway, so next week, on the 17th, the UCAN College Fair. We've got another college fair in partnership with 2 other districts coming up on the 25th. But I was so excited just to hear about not only Carter's days that they're going to be planning with, kind of getting their young people prepared for college and beyond, but that Myler has a calendar set for things for there, and our partnership with San Bernardino Valley College to come and help. So whether it's securing dollars for any kind of educational training, whatever, I'm excited about it. So 2-year, 4-year trade school certificate, whatever, post-secondary education, I'm glad and thankful for everybody that doing their job in Rialto to make sure that stuff happens. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. Next, we go to our very own Vice President, Mrs. Nancy O'Kelly.
Well, first of all, I want to say congratulations to everybody who was appointed to a new position tonight. We are all excited about all of you and hope you are going to bring great things to the district, in addition to what you already have, Fawcett. And a great big congratulations to Sergio. I mean, this community is so proud of you for this accomplishment. And it's a major accomplishment. So thank you for representing Rialto so well in China. Then I wanted to talk a bit about the 2019 strategic celebration last week. First of all, from 3 different principals, I heard high praise for Innovate Ed. I can't remember how many sites we have it at right now, but these 3 principals spoke very highly of it, said it drives the instructional problem. Forget that. An educational program. Let's change it to that. This company partners with school districts to build capacity and create a coherent system of continuous progress. So it's not this kind of haphazard professional development that happens every now and then. This is deep and searching and raising our principals, and they in turn raise their staffs to new levels, and I'm very excited about that. We have seen significant growth in student achievement at several schools, and Carter High School drama students wrote and performed a meaningful play. They wanted to play about equity, and it was called, I think this was the title of the play, Crossing the Bridge of Inspiration to Success and Equity. It was outstanding, very meaningful, very powerful. The kids wrote it, acted it, did the whole thing themselves. It was their own original production. So thank you, Carter High School drama students. That was awesome. And they touched on several of the high points. There are so many good things going on in this district right now. And sometimes you lose track because there's so much going on. So they talked about the career cruising at the middle schools. And this is an opportunity that allows kids to experience the topics that are studied in the high school career pathways. So they kind of can get a taste of it in middle school and hopefully figure out which career pathway they want to be a part of when they get to high school. And our Green Schools initiative, as we are the only school in the state to win that Sustained Green Schools Award. Which was a big deal. All of our elementary schools have gardens. Myler High School has a garden. They have fruit trees that are producing, and it's wonderful. The kids are learning about where, one time a teacher told me he asked his students where vegetables came from, and they said the store. So I think it's good for kids to have this experience so that...
They do come from the store.
Yes, they do, but first they come from somewhere else.
Oh, well, you gotta say where.
Okay. We saw and heard numerous testaments to the growth and progress we've been experiencing in Rialto. Principals spoke and said the changes they've initiated at their schools and how that has solidified the staff. They are all working together for the same things, and they are reaping the rewards. So Rialto is on the move and in the right direction. And it was a it was a great event, very inspirational. And I want to thank Dr. Darren McDuffie. He's the lead strategic agent. Beth Curtis, our agent of liberal arts and literacy, and Rhea MacGyver Gibbs, lead personnel agent, for planning and hosting this celebration as they did last year. I know it's a big undertaking, but I think it gives a very positive message to the community and everybody about what is going on in our schools. So thank you. But for next year, I have two requests. First, to include more stories from individual schools regarding the changes they have implemented and the results they are experiencing. I would like to hear from more schools. And the second request is to make sure the air conditioning is on in the building. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you, Mrs. O'Kelly. Well, last but not least, that leaves me. And first, I just would like to give the correct mail to the correct person.
Okay.
Are we still doing that?
It's okay. It happens. We look alike. I first off want to congratulate Mr. Olmos here. I seen your picture in the paper, and I was like, where do I know that kid from? I was like, why does he look so familiar? And then I see your mom here tonight sitting next to you, and I was like, oh my God, that's Patty's son. Congratulations. What an honor for our district, for this community to have received that recognition. Don't stop at soccer. Bring a championship for boxing too. That'd be nice. But keep up the good work, and like your mom was saying, keep up your grades too, and all of the good stuff that you're doing with your academics. That's just as important. So keep up the good work. You're on the right path, and if they don't know you yet at Rialto Middle School, pretty soon they'll know you at all the middle schools. So congratulations again. Keep up the good work.
And they'll want you at all of the high schools to play soccer.
Yeah. So big kudos to you and your family again. The other thing I wanted to say that I received as president of the board a letter from our very own county superintendent, Mr. Ted Alejandre, notifying us that, again, our local control accountability plan has been reviewed and approved by the county. So kudos to all of the staff and all the people in the community who have been working hard to make sure that the LCAP is in adherence to to the law. Yes. And well planned out, and
it is.
And those funds are put to good use.
Right.
So
yay.
Yeah. You don't want to get a letter saying it hasn't been.
Right.
So thank you for that. And the presentation, the study session we had this earlier today at 4:30 was very informational. Thank you, Mr. Islam, for coordinating that.
Right.
So we look forward to the new development and what it means for our district, with more families moving to Rialto and more students entering the school district. So hopefully it'll mean more schools and more jobs and more opportunities. The other thing I wanted to just also thank is the DSAC speakers, Aviance, Mr. Aviance Douglas, and the other DSAC students. Keep up the good work. It's not easy, we know, speaking in public, but with practice, it gets easier. One of the things I'm probably never going to get rid of is the I'm a really bad so I try to work on that, but I can't get past it.
It's become endearing. I'm not being facetious.
And Ms. Parker, I just want to also thank Ms. Parker for coming here tonight and keeping us in the loop in regards to what's cooking at the District African American Parent Advisory Council. And we do value the DAPAC's efforts, and we do appreciate all of the efforts that you guys are doing for all students and also in regards to African American students, because there's not too many people out there doing it. So we thank you, and whatever we can do, we're here to support. So just, continue to keep us in the loop and let us know. Be the first to let us know exactly what you need and how we can help. So we appreciate that. And last but not least, I think I said that 3 times. I see some of the parents here tonight, so I just wanted to thank a lot of the parent volunteers. I know Patty's a parent volunteer herself, and I see Rosie here tonight, and Mrs. Celia Mosaravia, and some of the other parents were here. Elsa del Rosa was here, so just wanted to thank them and welcome them here tonight. And congratulations, Fawcett. I love the beautiful blue.
Yes.
And with that, let's wrap it up. Let's get this show on the road.
Quick question. Mr. Douglas, can you tell me about your blazer?
Oh, at Carter High School, Dr. Chavez put in place a principal advisory committee where she tries to get like sports and different clubs to come in once a month and talk to her, into just hear a voice from her students. So that's something that she had started, and I believe she told me that the new principal will carry on.
Oh, wonderful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
I have a question. So I just need to know, I don't know who I need to talk to. Is it you, Superintendent? Why does everybody get a fly jacket from Rialto and we still don't get one? The middle schoolers have one. Is there, who do we have to bring, huh? Just tell us where to go. I'll use my own funds. I'm just like, I like to shop. I'll buy my own things. I'm just like, could we create and design?
It's done.
Mr. Islam, can you put that in the board's budget, please?
It's got a patch, I'm like.
And I almost left out the strategic strategy session presentation at the church. It was hot, but that's not why I left. That's not why I left. It was hot.
At the end, we were racing out the door.
I think I was the first one to leave, but it's not because I wanted to. I'm actually drumming on Thursdays for the Aztec dancing there at the Dolores Huerta Bistro every Thursday. Since I opened my big mouth and requested for the dance teacher to come teach here in our community, and she doesn't have a drummer, she said, well, since you know how to drum a little bit, you're going to be the drummer until somebody replaces me. So on Thursdays, you can catch me drumming over at the from 6:30 to 8:30 every Thursday. So I'm hoping I don't have to run from very many events on Thursdays, but if they are scheduled on Thursdays, I apologize, but I'm the only drummer, so I got to be there.
Well, I'd love to hear you.
Yeah, it's free classes again, every Thursday from 6:30 to 8:30. And, but the hour-long time that I was there was very, very good. I really enjoyed the skit, particularly. I forget the character's name, the one, the kind of the mind, Tiny or?
Tiny.
Tiny was awesome. And I wish I could have stayed for the rest of the presentation, but I heard it was very, very well executed and very informational. So thank you, Dr. Avila, and the entire district team and the entire district sites that were involved. I've seen almost all of the schools there, so thank you. Thanks again. Next, we go to public hearing. There are none. Consent calendar items. All items on the consent calendar will be acted upon in one motion unless pulled by the Board of Education or members of the superintendent for individual action. Approve consent calendar items E through J.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Do we have any pulls? Hearing none, do we have any questions or comments? Preferential vote by student board member?
Aye.
Vote by board members?
Aye.
Aye. Next we go to K, discussion action items. The first item is to adopt resolution number 19/2012, sufficiency of standards, aligned textbooks, and instructional materials. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Vote by board members?
Aye.
And we will count one absence for that vote. We go to K2, adopt resolution 19/2011, which declares that the GAN limit appropriations in the 2018 through 2019 unaudited actuals and 2019 through 2020 budget do not exceed the limitations imposed by Prop 4 at no cost to the district. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Questions or comments? Vote by board members?
Aye.
And that's one absence. Next, we go to 3, approve the 2018-2019 unaudited actuals financial report as presented. The report will be submitted under a separate cover and will also be available on the district website.
I'll make the motion.
Do we have a second?
I have a question.
We need a second first?
Are we supposed to approve it before we see it?
We need a second.
It was in the report.
Do we have a second?
Email.
Point of order?
Oh, okay. I thought it was one of those notebook things. Okay.
Point of order. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any more questions or comments? No more questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 4 and 1 absence. Next, we go to item 4, approve Ledesma and Meyer Construction Company, Inc. to perform construction management services and provide general conditions for the full-day kindergarten relocatable classroom project at Casey, Preston, Trapp, Boyd, Dullahan, Morgan, Dunn, and Morris Elementary Schools. The estimated cost of $798,000 is based on the completion of the project through project closeout. To be paid from Fund 25, Capital Facilities Fund, Developer Fees, and/or Fund 35, State School Facilities Fund.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And that's one abstention. Next, we go to 5, approve an amendment Number 1 to the agreement with Think Together, Inc., a nonprofit corporation for the purpose of providing the after-school educational and safety program at 18 elementary and 5 middle schools in the district. The term of the contract will be July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2020 with an option to renew for 2 subsequent years. Payment not to exceed 100% of the grant of $3,163,248.62 for the 2019-2020 fiscal year, and fees will be renegotiated subsequent years if district exercises renewal options and to be paid from the general fund.
Move to approve.
Second.
Question. Dr. Avila, I don't see, I assume it's Fitzgerald, and that's the one who always falls off. What's going on with that? Can you update us, please?
Angela.
Welcome.
Good evening, board members and Dr. Avila. Angela Brantley, lead student services agent. Fitzgerald does have the program. They Think Together did not ask for an increase for Fitzgerald. They're going to continue to provide the same level of service for Fitzgerald with the funding that we agreed to at the beginning of the year, because we already brought that contract. We knew with this particular contract that the governor was already anticipating increasing the funds, but we didn't want to wait to not have the program ready for our kids when they first started. And as soon as the funds were allocated, it was when we wanted to bring it back to increase that. But Fitzgerald has the exact program, and the funding is not going to change and not increase for this year for Fitzgerald.
Okay, but it's billed separately, or should this 18
It's district
It's
funded.
separately.
So because the
Yeah.
school does not
District
qualify, we've always...
Same as every year?
Yes.
Yeah, it's through
Okay,
LCAP,
thank you.
but they get the same program, but we're just paying for it out of district
Just
funds.
want to make sure.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next, we go to case 6, approve the recommendation of the administrative hearing panel, stipulated expulsion case number 1923. Vote by board members.
Motion and second?
Oh, no. Aye.
Oh, did we get a motion in a second?
No.
I'm sorry.
Motion?
I don't think it's supposed to get a motion in a second, is it?
Yes.
Yes.
Because we covered it in closed session, and
But we have to
vote on it
We,
out here.
we still need a motion and a second for all agenda items.
All right.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And just for clarification, that was an aye and 1 abstention. Just for clarification, the recommendations of the administrative hearing panel for the board to vote on is a confidential matter regarding confidential student information, and that is why it is discussed in closed session along with other confidential matters, but it is taken, action is taken in open session. So I just for clarification. With that, the next regular meeting of the Board of Education of the Rialto Unified School District will be held on Wednesday, September 25th, 2019 at 7 p.m. at the Dr. John R. Casalunas Education Center, 182 East Walnut Avenue, Rialto, California. Materials distributed or presented to the Board of Education at the board meetings are available upon request from the superintendent's office. And item L, adjournment. Would our student board member, Mr. Aviance Douglas, do us the favor?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Preferential vote by student board member?
Aye.
Vote by board members?
Aye.
Aye. The time is 8:29. Woohoo!